Hello, dear friends, and welcome to another episode of People's Talk show. So today we're going to touch upon a very interesting subject of changing the consumerist mindset to the creative one. And today we have amazing guests with us who are experts in the field of actually studying our human behavior, human psychology, and helping each other and helping other people to change their mindset to a positive one. And also today, my co-host is Marek. Hello, Marek. How are you doing?
Hello. Thank you very much. All good.
And I would like to introduce our first guest. It's Kajal Kumar from the UK, United Kingdom, and she's a mindset coach, psychotherapist, and author of the book, Mastering Your Mindset. Hello, Kajal. How are you doing? Oh, you're muted.
Yes, yeah, I just realized that now. Yes, I'm very well, thank you very much, and I'm really looking forward to our discussion today.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And I pass the floor to Marek.
Thank you. And our second guest is Bhawna Arora from the UK. And Bhawna is an ambassador of Universal Peace Federation in London and Women Economic Forum. So she's also a philanthropist and social entrepreneur. Welcome, Bhawna.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marek and Kate. And I'm so happy to be on this panel. Thank you very much.
Yes, and as Kate already mentioned, so today we are going to discuss the problems that effectively affect every one of us in the consumer format of society. And this is the stress and fear. Recently, we've been watching at some of the statistics, and according to the mental health in the UK, in the past year, 74% of people have felt so stressed that they have been overwhelmed or unable to cope. Right, Kate?
Yeah, for sure. And also I read one article, it's called Stress, Facts and Statistics. And I will just read it out because, you know, the statistics is really, really alarming. It's like 77% of people experience stress that affects their physical health. So basically, our inner state affects our outer state, right? And 73% of people have stress that impacts their mental health. So basically, this situation that we are in is really, really terrifying right now. Like it affects our mental health, it affects our physical health, and our interaction with other people. And also 48% of people have trouble sleeping because of stress, which then affects our life.
Yes, and this is confirmed by another study from APA that says that more than 3 in 4 adults say the future of our nation is a significant source of stress, right? And this is actually true.
Yeah. And, you know, like as a short summary, the research provided by World Health Organization states that depression right now is one of the most common diseases that people face. So basically, as we can see right now, the situation in our society, everything that is happening, all the crises and stuff, it all affects us as people. It all affects us as personalities. So, yeah, we understand that there is something wrong going on and we really need to do something about it. So I'd like to pass the floor to Marek because, he has a question regarding the statistics that we just brought up. Yeah.
Yes, right. So we know that Kajal, you are a mindset coach and psychotherapist. Could you comment on this? Could you comment on these statistics? Are you also experiencing in your at your work with the people around you? Can you confirm or can you comment these statistics, please?
Of course, yes. Yes, I can confirm, first of all. In my work, as you said, as well as a psychotherapist as well, that lot of people are going through stress, anxiety, and depression. These are the main reason why people come to me. Even in my coaching, when I'm talking to my clients, a lot of their fears are based on all this thing, depression and anxiety and stress, because there's so much is expected and so much to do. What also I have noticed that the one generation below us, so people in their mid-20s to mid-30s, it is like epidemic of mental health. Everyone that, well, I say everyone, but most people I know as a youngsters and also as my clients, everybody has some sort of mental health issues. And this is what I explain to my clients as well. That's like, think about a triangle: physical, mental, and emotional. So any of this is get affected, the other two get impacted as well. So it is very important that we need to keep balance of all of that. But it seems like the way the society is going, everything is, there's so much stress and pressures for all the people who are working for the people who in general life, all the people being able to afford to live somewhere or, keep up within their salary and do all of that. The relationships are so impacted as well. There's a lot going on at the moment. So I definitely can confirm that.
Thank you so much for providing this information, because, sometimes when you read the statistics, you might think, oh, well, that doesn't concern me, right? It happens somewhere else, but I'm good, I'm fine. But when you understand that basically each and every one of us at some point of life faces that kind of situations, and we do not really know of the coping mechanisms, what we can do to go through it in a very smooth way, right? And what we can do to avoid things like that. So, yeah, thank you so much one more time. And also, I'd like to ask Bhawna, because I know that you, before the show started, we talked a little bit, and you said that the best experience that you can share is your own experience. So could you please also comment on this? Have you experienced something like depression or anxiety or stress, and what helped you to move on, to overcome it, and share this experience with us and other people?
Right. So first of all, by God's blessing, the depression is a very clinical term. Well, I would not say that I have been depressed, but there have been a lot of challenges in my life. To give you the instance where exactly it started from when both of my parents were hospitalized in India, and we literally had to find blood donors for them because of the treatment they were undergoing called blood disorder disease called vasculitis. And it was a very much challenging time. We were anxious. We were going into anxiety. It was so much difficult for us to find the donors for them. And yes, we have gone through a lot of, to be honest, the subject is about stress, anxiety, and mental health. Everyone goes through it, be it a child, be it a woman. It doesn't see any gender. It doesn't see any age. It gets because if you see the kind of work I do, I would like to tell about my work to begin with. I'm a peace ambassador with Universal Peace Federation London. So here we are actually, we do a lot of conferences on the SDGs, about the United Nations SDG goals, right? So we cover all the topic in the subjects the humanity has to go through. And secondly, I run my own charity in India, which is called Cap Welfare Foundation. And I'm an advisor with multiple organizations in India as well as US and UK. So when it comes to my work, looking at the pressure everyone goes through and the kind of turmoil it impacts on the personal level, yes, there is so much stress in my home as well, in my family as well. I have a daughter age 17. I see that she gets stress level as well, because everything is so competitive in this era. There's so much of uncertainty. We have surpassed this COVID time, but still there is a fear. There is an unseen fear, which we all have in us. And we day to day, if you actually look at the lifestyle people are having and the kind of complications we all go through. So it's always there. What is important is how we actually handle it. In order to every segment and sector and the age and a person has a different mechanism to handle the stress levels and how we actually have to handle it well with the support of the healthcare system, as well as the support from the family, as well as support from the people around the world. There is so much to say on this subject, so I'll go step by step. Coming on to the stress level for myself, yes, I have a stress. I have a stress because I'm very much attached to my family. I have a stress about competing and existing and performing well in life. And the stress equally comes up when you're not able to perform well, when you're not able to deliver well. So there is a lot of study, and there is a theory as well as the technology. Technology also is playing up, like you have advantages, but as well as you have disadvantages. So there is so much on this subject which we cannot be covered in one go. But yes, stress is still there, and we really need to be very, very vigilant about dealing with it.
Yes, indeed. As you said that stress does not recognize any gender or any age. It affects both older generation as well as young generation, even kids at school. And today we have got so many organizations like so many people proclaiming for peace, and all over the world, but we still don't see any improvement. On the contrary, what we can see is that the level of stress is increasing, and it does not seem to be helping. Why do you think that this phenomenon, despite I can say that 99% of people, they don't want stress. 99% of people, as it turned out in a social poll that the volunteers of Creative Society have been doing throughout 9 years, interviewing millions of people, 99% responded that they would like to live in a world where there is peace, where there is security, where they don't need to fight for their living, etc. And as said, there are so many organizations, so many individuals doing such a great job and in advertising peace and everything. But still, we see that somehow the world around us is going in the opposite direction. Why do you think this is happening? Maybe we can start with Kajal.
Okay, so why is this happening? Is because we have become very fast-paced people, and there is a massive instant gratification world that we're living in. Everything is like we talked about technology. I mean, phones does so much now these days. We don't even need any gadgets or anything like that. And also, and I see this that, like Bhawna said, technology, there are advantages, but there are disadvantages as well. So but we are all now stuck with, when being with other people, we are also trying to connect with external people that are not with us in that moment in time. When we're watching TV or something like that, we're still stuck to our little screens and we are just focusing on that. There's a social media too. Also, it has advantages and disadvantages, but again, it's part of the technology, and it made our world very small. But also, it's like taking away from who we are, our close family, friends, loved ones, and as we want to just kind of go out there and impress other people out there. I know I've used the word impress, and I think in some sense we are doing that. We want people to know, look how amazing life I'm living. Look at I've been here and I've done this, and all of that is a lot of pressure that people are feeling, that they have to show that they are having a good life. Also, it's also there is when we talked about mindset and insecurities that we feel, because when we see something else on social media, we think, oh God, why my life is not like that, or we start feeling those insecurities like, oh, they're doing so well and I'm not, and if I don't put something nice, people are going to judge and criticize or find out that I don't have that great life. And people trying to kind of show that amazing life that is probably is there how they want it to be, their life to be, but it's not happening, or have to exaggerate whatever they're having. There's a lot of peer pressure, I call it, about it as well. Even in workplace, there are so many pressures these days. There's no 9-to-5 jobs anymore. The people have to, if they've been offered job as a 9-to-5, but then they end up working till 7, 8, and without extra, being paid or anything like that. It's your own time that you're because if you don't do it, they will find someone else to do it for you, and wherever you go. And the standard of living, is becoming so difficult to manage as well. So a lot of these stresses are coming, and then our mindset becomes, oh, I need to, just keep going, and then still feeling like a failure, because it's like being on a hamster's wheel. We just keep going, and think, I'm not reaching anywhere. Where am I going to end up, And we can't even get off that hamster's wheel, because we'll feel like, oh God, are we gonna left behind, and everybody else is go ahead of us, and what will happen to me? What are my, the commitments and responsibilities they have? How are they going to fulfill all of this? So do you see how much stress is coming to us all the time? And I hope I'm on this right track on the question that I have been asked to. So this is how I feel about this. It's like too much going on for us to even sit down and have a peaceful minute to think about what are we doing, why are we doing, how we got to do this is in a better way, effective way. But no, we just have to keep going and going and going. That's the problem.
I totally can relate to everything you said, especially regarding work. Like you have to perform the best that you can. But then on the other hand, you do not really feel like this, everything that you do is appreciated, welcomed. And it's like you're doing something, but then, at any moment you can be replaced with other person. It's like, like changing the robots, not like you don't feel that you are a person. You don't feel that you are really a personality that is valued. So, and basically we created such type of world. And, with all this fast-paced running towards some kind of illusionary goal that I don't think that we as a society right now have a common goal that we strive for. So this is probably one of the problems. And right now I want to address pretty much the same question to Bhawna. Like, why do you think, even though we have a lot of people who try to fight for the rights of other people, who try to do whatever they can, they give everything, they give themselves to the fullest to change the situation. But, and plus all these organizations that, are created in different countries, they work the best they can, but still on the global scale, we see that the situation for some reason worsens. So what might be the problem? Why, when having so many people striving for change, we still do not see this change in the world yet? What can be the reason?
I think there are plenty of reasons, to be honest. If you ask me from the individual perspective, that's altogether a different understanding of it. And if you all ask for the global in the organization, it is all because of the competition, as Kajal talked about. Like, if you see, everybody wants to be ahead, everybody wants to be seen. Like Kajal mentioned, competition is the main thing, and the survival. Honestly, it is difficult to survive. Everybody wants to be in the front head. This is the race going on. If you actually have to balance it out, it is very difficult, because what I see from being an outsider and just actually a citizen on how we actually see what exactly is affecting in a global scale is the resources are not available for the people. The poverty, the lack of education, people are not able to get the necessities of life. So there is no balance. There's so many people who are struggling. And if you actually look at it, there's so many people who are very rich. So there needs to have an equilibrium. There needs to have a right place for us all to be happy under the roof of a God. Like, we need to be one, but everyone is competing with each other. Everything is interconnected, and there needs to be a lot of mindfulness, which we are lacking as a human. We need to focus on how we can minimalize stuff, and instead of hogging up more and storing up stuff, we have to look for our own neighbors. We have to look for our own people. We need to have that warmth with us. You understand where I'm coming from? So this is what I think it is important for us to be more vigilant and be more careful about. Yeah.
This is actually very true, and it is it is in compliance with what the volunteers of Creative Society have come to, right, during the one of the global forums back in 2019, that the root cause for all of this, let's say, hamster run is the current consumer format of society, where we are being imposed that the resources are limited and we need to fight for survival, that we can't really afford a housing without taking a mortgage, and then we are afraid of losing the job, because if we lose the job, we will have no money and our life will not mean anything. We will lose a roof overhead, we will lose friends, we will lose food, we will lose everything, you know. And what also inspired me is, yes, please. Yes, please.
There's one big problem, Marek, I would like to tell you is there, which I see in the current time, is the power dynamism, power trap. Everybody wants to have a control. Everybody wants to be part of the leadership. Everybody wants to be, you know, in the decision making. Not many people are coming up with a, you know, with the intention of serving. People just want to control, rule everything. If you look at the society, everywhere you will see the people are forming societies, people are coming with charity organizations. Even in the families, if you see, everybody wants to have a control. There is a power trap which is going on, which we need to deal with. Otherwise, it is going to be a very difficult thing for the coming generations. Very difficult and very challenging, I'm telling you honestly, because this is a big poison, this power thing. This is a big poison.
It feels like, sorry, Marek, for interrupting you. I just want to add a little bit on that. It feels like right now we as society, as people, as human beings need to learn how to actually cooperate and create another type of competition, which will be aimed not at becoming better than someone, right? And kind of like raising ourselves over, you know, above others, but becoming better at cooperating, becoming better at supporting each other on that level that will help us to create, you know, the product, the service, or anything that we provide to people at the best way possible, at the best level possible, you know, like in the best quality. So this is one of the things that we need to learn from each other, to start cooperating in another way, another, you know, type of interactions we need to build in order not to strive to be above, you know, above everyone, but to be on the same level, but all together flourishing, all together providing the best quality, and all together developing ourselves.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And then the change can come, right?
For sure.
We all can visualize, you can be hopeful, you know, we can always dream about it. And yes, we can act on it. I am acting on it. I am proud of myself. And I see there are so many wonderful people like you at Creative Society. We all are contributing whichever way best we can. In Kajal's profession is like mental health space. That's the foremost thing for the children, even for the elderlies, you know, there's so much of stress they go through. There is no digital inclusion for them. They don't know how to deal with the financials. So everything is important, and we need to behave like a human, honestly. No, it's Kajal is as beautiful and wonderful as me. I don't have to compete with Kajal. I don't have to compete with Kate. I don't have to compete with Marek. I don't have to say, no, I am the best. We all are best. We all are good. We all are same. We need to have that brotherhood and love for each other. Isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and this reminds me of a story I've heard. Let me put it just short, that imagine that you are closed in a room where they shoot at you, and you are trying to avoid, you know, the bullets, and you become very good and you become better and better each day. And then you learn this, your child. So, but instead of getting out of the room, we are learning our children, the next generation, just be able to work out with the current conditions. And I liked the idea that we have been discussing before this stream with Kajal, that we are being imposed certain stereotypes, right? Certain conditions of life. And from everywhere we hear that this is unchangeable. But is it really so? Kajal, can you please elaborate on this, please, a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So yes, you're right, because what is happening is our mindset is set in a way that when you're growing up and you're hearing things about ourselves and others, and we are going to believe those things because it becomes so concrete in our mind. And then at some stage, when you're even older, we also still not able to come out of that, and sometimes we can use that as but this is the society, this is what how we live in, so we can't, as a one person, how can I change anything? And that stops from, if everybody thought like that, we can't do this, and you guys wouldn't have done this, what you're doing, right? Because it's like, but what one person can do, forget that. But if we put as each person in their own capacity, if they try to make any little changes, and if everybody did that, it's a big change that we can bring in. But if we just decide that, oh no, this is, it's a political thing, who's going to listen to me? I can't really say anything because, I just have to go along with it. Then we're not going to make any changes at all. And sometimes it can be used as an excuse that we don't want to do something. And then we can say, well, I'm helpless. I can't do much. But no, we all can do something little, it becomes big thing.
Absolutely. And before we move on, what I would like to propose now, we have got prepared a video that shows us what the society we are streaming to can look like and will look like.
The Creative Society. A society where human life is the highest value, where people respect each other. A safe world without wars or cataclysms. A society where people are confident about the future. Affordable food and housing for all. Work is for 4 days a week, 4 hours a day. Free education and health care. Economic stability. A world without inflation and crises. Available technology. Solution of environmental problems. Would you like to live in such a society? It's not a utopia. It can be our future. A future that we can build together.
What an amazing future, wonderful image of what we as a society can achieve. And right now, I'd like to ask our guests to share whether they would like to live in a society like that and what kind of benefit, what kind of feature they would like to be implemented the first. So maybe, Bhawna, we can start with you and then pass the floor to Kajal.
What's your question? Like, what kind of society we aspire it to be like, right?
Yes. So basically, if to look at the task that we right now have as a society to basically transform our format of society from the consumers to the one that will be beneficial for everyone, right? So first of all, I'd like to ask a question whether you would like to live in a society that we just saw in the video.
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. Right. I dream that beautiful world, your foundation, the 8 which you have listed is very important, and that's everyone want to live life like that. Yes, I would want it.
Kajal, and what about you? What do you think about society like that?
It's a no-brainer question, right? Absolutely, I would love to live in that. Because see, what I would feel is that I still would want to help people. I would want to make change, bring a good change in the society. But also, I wouldn't have that pressure of that I work to, if I was working 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, I need to work. I wouldn't have those pressure. And then, 4 days a week, fantastic. Sounds really good. So I could do what I would, we all have one life, and we would need to or want to do things that we always kind of dream of, but not able to because, I got to work, I don't have the money, I didn't, and it just kind of, we just letting go of our life, isn't it? If we have this society that visualized, you give us a visualization that this kind of life is possible if we all kind of chip in and help each other and create this world, then I think there will be a lot of, I would have to obviously look at another profession, because then there will be mental health would be so much better that we wouldn't need me as in that capacity anyway. But it would be such a wonderful world to be in, peaceful, respectful, and, enjoying our life and doing what we also want to do, not just work. So absolutely, yes.
Kajal, you just said that you will have to search for another profession, but I have an idea already. You might be, a coach who will help to find, let's say, yourself, to find your talents. What are you best in, in what? So this is already, a good start when you can help other people to find themselves and their passions and their talents and help them to develop.
Absolutely, because I wouldn't want to be just retired. I don't even know what that would mean, because I'm a very active person. I don't think I would just want to sit around and not do anything, but I would be having that less mental pressure of that I need to do something, rather than I want to and I can and all that kind of thing. I can travel, I can still help, I can, enjoy my life and bring the positive change in the world as well. So of course, that would be so great.
Yeah, and Bhawna, imagine you have got everything you need. You have got a housing for you and your daughter, your kids. You have got food. You have got free healthcare, free education. What would you do?
What would I do? I'll really create. I'll innovate stuff. I'll keep on, bringing up more advanced way of living life with full of happiness, because the sky is the limit. There is so much to do. Even if I have everything, probably I'll share it with everyone. I'll rejoice my life, be thankful to God, and that's what we want. That's what this human life is all about, getting all what you want and then sharing it. Sharing is very important, and that's what we're going to do.
And the best thing about about sharing is the fact that once you share, you get even more, and then you want to share even more. And whenever we all as humans understand it, then I'm pretty sure, just like you said, sky's the limit, or not limit at all, because we can, I don't know, colonize other planets, let's say, in the space and stuff. Yeah. That's just simply amazing. I'm sometimes when I think about how our life will look like in the creative society, it's like my brain, my consciousness cannot even imagine how great it might be. And it's a really nice practice to kind of like train yourself, think positive, and think of all the possibilities that can be, that can open up once we unite, once we, change the mindset, this consumerist mindset, to the creative one, and start searching for different opportunities, not just saying, oh, I cannot do this and I'll forget about it, right? Yeah. And another question would be, what do you think we all as people can do, each and every person on the planet Earth, what we can do to already start this change, already start this shift from this consumeristic way of thinking, from our everyday life that we live right now, to, making these baby steps towards the creative society?
Shall I answer that?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so for me, I think charity begins from home. So it is my duty and responsibility to contribute and to do something very substantial, first for myself, then for my family, then for my neighborhood, and then for the country. So everything depends upon how you actually train your mind for whatever you want to do, whatever you aspire to do. You really need to do a lot of brainstorming, to be honest, and do it with a very unconditional love, with full of compassion. You know what I tell you about myself, which I did not say till now? I am running my own venture, which is called JMD Divine Consortium. Earlier, what used to happen is that I used to go and seek out for help to understand what is the purpose of my life and what I need to do. I never used to get such clarity from the people, and not much support I got. So I decided that day itself that I really need to help people around me in order to flourish. So what I do in that organization is I help. I don't charge anybody, because it's very little. It's a creative, as you said, from consumer mindset to creative side. So I help people flourish in their own dreams, whatever they want to do, and the quest they have in the individual as well as the organization perspective. So very important it is in order to have a good life, and what you can contribute is that you can be there for somebody. If somebody wants to be seen, and if you have the right resources in your hand, share it with them. Don't put condition. Don't see that what will I get in return, then only I'll give that. No. It's always, because you're always being, I feel that we are all predestined, and the God is watching you always. So you got to be very true to your own conscience, and you should know that if you're going to give, God is going to give you plenty. So this is the feeling which we need to have, and that's what I implement on myself. And I feel if I will do good, then slowly and steadily I'll see a lot of people will also be coming up into that vibe, and then probably the world will become more beautiful. So this is what I do, I can say, and I don't know about other people.
So you are being the example, right?
Yeah, because you know what, expecting, it is very important to do it, then only other children will learn from you. If you will not do it, then it is very difficult to convince the society that you have to come with us. You understand? We have to set an example, which is very important, Marek.
Absolutely. The example, because if we don't have a vision of where we want to be, where we want to go, we will not get there, right?
Yeah. Yesterday we had, I had a talk in the University of Leicester, and what I did is I brought up a lot of my friends, a lot of my colleagues from India, and I'm very passionate about fostering partnerships, because that is very important for us to work together. So this is what I do, and this is very important. Like, you people are doing absolutely wonderful work, bringing up, having a conversation, discussing, and making a platform for each other to actually express the views and opinions. And that's what the knowledge is. Knowledge sharing and resource sharing without any expectation is beautiful work you're doing. That's what we are doing as well.
Once I've heard this example that creative society is like a cake, but it's not a cake that you can just take and eat. It's a recipe for a cake, but how to do it and, to bake it, this is a common effort of all of the people. And this is part of what we are doing right now.
But thank you.
Right. Kajal,
Yes.
any comment on this?
Yes, absolutely. So as Bhawna said, charity begins at home. And in my work also, it's always about, you can't help other people if you don't help yourself. You can't love somebody else if you don't love yourself. You can't respect somebody if you don't respect yourself. So if we could start all that from our own self and, believing in ourselves, and that's where I help, right? I help people to believe in themselves. Once you start believing in themselves, there's so much more that potential and capacity and capability we have that we can offer it to other people, right? So, and by being respectful, compassionate towards people, and if we show that little bit, I think, and then you spread that. I believe in my work. I try to do is create that ripple effect. So if I'm helping one person, and it helps them, and they go and implement those things and change even 5 people's life, and then those 5 go and help other. Just can you imagine how the world would, exactly what you guys are doing, right? So it's creating that ripple effect into spreading this love, compassion, respect for each other and respect for the country and respect for the world and for our own being. And I think that's very, very important.
That's amazing. And, everything that you and Bhawna mentioned, it's like really something that we need to share with all people in the world. We all need to understand that basically our future is in our hands and it depends on our everyday actions. It's not like, something magical happens and everything changes, in just blink of an eye, right? Mm-hmm. It takes our effort, it takes our attention, and it takes our actions, actually.
It takes our mindset as well, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Because if you believe that, it's not my duty to do this, or it's not my duty to pick up that litter because somebody else done it. We stand there and criticize them. I'm probably guilty of that too. But I've seen people just coming with their child and they're walking through the park and then they started picking up some litter that some other people have left, and I'm thinking, what a good role modeling that is. You're teaching your child that it doesn't matter if they done that. You don't have to do the same. You do the opposite. And that's how you will be changing the world. So we can't have those excuses. We shouldn't use those as it's not my role. They done this, so they have to sort it out. No, if you feel that you can do something about it, then do it. And then somebody else sees you doing that, and be empowered to do that as well. And then it's just spreading, and we just have to spread that mentality.
Actually, to be honest, you both already answered the next question that we prepared. We wanted to ask how important is it to actually empower each other, to support each other, and to show this good example. So you already basically talked about that. But what do you think, what is the role of unity in all this process? Because we can do things like that individually, and we must do it, right? But how important is it to unite our actions, in your opinion?
Okay. So I strongly believe that you, as you know how they say it, are you a team player and are you a independent person when you go for a job role and stuff like that? Because it is so important for us to be, taking responsibility for our own self as well. But also when you do united, it becomes much more stronger like that, isn't it? So more and more we are united, more and more we can bring about positive changes in everyone else's life as well. It is very, very important to be. But I think first you have to start with your own self. Then only you can go and get other people to come and join us. And like Bhawna's doing a great job, right? What she's doing, that organizations and charity and everything. She's trying to bring all these people together and making that solid foundation so that on that we can keep building and like that. So it is very important to be united as well.
Bhawna?
Yeah, Kajal mentioned, she's covered everything, whatever I wanted to say. Unity is like, we can't survive without each other. Unity is being together with the family, being together in this, any space you go, everyone around you, you need to have that sweet feelings for each other. That's what the unity is. But I forgot to mention a very important point is, we started from the mental health and depression thing. Whosoever is listening and watching this, I would really, really want to request this. And in case if you can deliver this message to yourself and the people around you, it is very, very important to love yourself. Self-love is the most important thing which I learned really late in my life. I always used to think for other people. I always used to follow other people. I always used to think if they're going to like me or not. No, you need to like yourself first. That's the best thing you can give to yourself. That's the gift you can give to yourself. So if you're watching this video, please, please love yourself immensely. Talk about yourself, spread happiness, because when you will be full, when you will love yourself, you will be able to love everyone around you. And that's how the unity will flourish. So, like I mentioned, charity begins from home. I love myself. Say this to yourself every day and tell your family members to, and it's always good to express your love. I said, Kate, I really love the beauty behind you, like the window and the nature which you have covered. Kajal, I love your profession, because you're helping so many people, because that's the necessity. You are helping me as well in your profession, you know that, because you understand the intrinsic part of it, how important it is to be very docile and nice to each other. So one way or other, we are contributing to each other, and we are united, aren't we? We are 4 of us here, but you have created society has given us that platform that so many people are going to watch us through this technology. And if I'm me speaking to them that you have to love yourself, if people start loving themselves, if people come together in the spirit of togetherness, imagine whatever we are striving for in the creative society is going to be real. We will be very, very happy. No war, no competition, no poverty, nothing, only love.
That would be amazing.
And remember, we are social human beings. So, as a social animal, we need to be belonging somewhere, and we need to be part of something. And that's why the unity becomes much more easier, because, and we do follow trends, right? Okay, so this is the fashion at the moment, and this is this at the moment. Everybody's buying this, so we are buying this. So we are so used to following and being part of something, right? So why not create that part where we love, respect each other, and support each other, and guide people, and where we can. And Bhawna, I do agree with that. We all need to love ourselves. But in my profession, I hear that when I suggest something like this, they say, "But I don't know how to do it," because we're not taught to. We can take it culturally or something, that we're not taught to love ourselves. We are taught to put other people before us. We shouldn't be thinking about ourselves, otherwise we are being selfish. And in my work, I always teach them there's a difference between selfishness and self-care. And I always teach them how to find out what is that they're doing. Loving ourselves is self-care. It's not selfishness, because when you love yourself, when you believe in yourself, then only you're going to be able to give something to other people. So it is not even it's something fancy that we need to do, by loving ourselves. It is the topmost priority that we do that.
Right. Because what, depression stems when we think we lack something, when we feel the void. And when you accept yourself, when you see the same friend in you, when you see that you're blessed, because what happens in self-love process, you have a faith in God, whosoever is you worship to, Almighty God, Allah, Guru Nanak Ji, Hindu, any religion you belong to, you have to surrender yourself. And when you surrender, you accept yourself. When you accept, the self-love process begins. And when you love yourself, you love everybody around you. It will come automatically.
Like listening to both of you, I had recalled this phrase. I'm not sure if it's from the Bible, but anyways, save yourself. And once you save yourself, thousands will be saved who surround you. So basically, like, you need to start from working on yourself. You need to start from actually exploring your inner world, finding this unconditional love inside, and share it with others. And then when others see this wonderful example, they would surely want to follow it. And this way, we can change things for the better, change things for the best, actually, for every one of us and for our future generations to come. And, I just would love to experience this change, in my life and, to experience this change in the society in general, because I'm sure it would be just simply amazing when all people realize that, this importance of human life, this importance of self-work, and importance of actually being united with others.
Absolutely. You're just reminding me of the, on the plane when they talk about taking, mask and stuff like that. It always tells you to put your mask first before you can help anybody else. It's so important.
Yes.
Because if you don't have that, you're out of breath. You're not even going to be able to help anybody else. So just take it as that is so important to, and you should love yourself. But if we don't love ourselves, how can we tell even another person to love themselves? Because if we don't even know what that means, if you don't start loving yourself, how would you know what that means? And if somebody says, oh, show me how to love myself. And if I didn't love myself, what am I going to say? So it has to be, you can't just, it's like talk the talk and walk the walk, right? You have to do it yourself first before you inspire other people to do so.
So
exactly.
True.
I can feel that you already live in creative society, right? Once you have got this experience of the unity, you don't want to live in a different way. You don't want to go back, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, my friends, how much I would love to continue this discussion. We are coming to the end. Is there anything that you would like to share with our viewers? Some last thought on this wonderful wave?
Well, imagine, sorry for interrupting, just imagine that you have the world microphone and you can speak to every person on the planet Earth. So what would you like to wish to them and share with them?
Well, I would like everyone to kind of take some time out, just 10, 15 minutes, just do some deep breathing, think about and reflect on what your purpose in life, what is your why, what is your vision, and what is your mission. And once you kind of start to visualize that, and then if you don't know how to go for it, about it, to make this vision or, a reality, to make your mission, how to work towards your mission, then get guidance and support, but just do it, because it means that you have so much to give and so many people will benefit from it. Don't snatch other people from that, possibilities that you can help with.
Right. So I would like to say that the foremost is love God. Have faith in God. Love your parents. Love yourself. And always remember you're not alone. There is always a solution around you. You need to open your eyes and see that. And if you are not able to find it yourself, seek support. Seek, ask. Go for it. There is no shame in asking for it. Ask anybody. I ask Kajal, if I'm stressed, Kajal, help me out of this. Kate, you got a lovely smile. Help me smile. Marek, you're very good in moderating the sessions. Teach me how you do that. We can always learn from each other. That's what unites us. So believe and have faith and love yourself immensely. Smile and spread happiness wherever you go. Right?
Thank you so much.
And I love you very much.
Thank you so much, lovely Kajal and Bhawna. This has been an amazing discussion, and I'm sure our viewers will love it. And meanwhile, I would also like to announce a really important event that will take place on November 12th this year. This is going to be an open international forum, and every person on the planet Earth is invited to watch this forum together with us. This forum is called Global Crisis. Our survival is in unity. You see, I wanted to say creative society already, because, we are on such a creative wave today. And, it's just this desire to spread this creativity, to spread this, amazing world, the information, the message that we can build an amazing world is just, popping out. Mm-hmm. So yes, one more time, November 12th, 2022 at 15 o'clock GMT on YouTube channels of the Creative Society TV and other partners of ours. There will be international online forum, which is called Global Crisis, Our Survival is in Unity. So we invite everyone to join it. It will be simultaneously interpreted into 150 languages by volunteers from 180 countries of the world. Wow. So yes, this is an amazing event that, you surely do not want to miss. And yeah, I just would like to invite everyone to join it and to watch it, and then share it with your friends, acquaintances, and all people that you know, because the topics that will be discussed during this forum are really vital for every person on the planet Earth. They concern and affect all of us. And, since today we were talking about the mental health issues, the problems that we currently face as society, we understand that right now it is a critical point that we are about to reach. And we need to unite all our efforts together in order to not just overcome it, but, make it beneficial for us and make this step towards a better world, towards creating, such type of society that we will not be ashamed of, and that we will, bravely, gladly, and with such an honor pass on to our children and future generations. So please join us at this event.
Yes, thank you. And to conclude, Creative Society is a platform for unification of all of the people all around the world, because only united we can overcome what we have today towards what we want and where we want to be, and Creative Society is a platform for all people, and it's an open platform, and we all people form it. That's why I would like to invite everyone to join our international discussions. You can do it by sending an email to info@creativesociety.com or contacting us via any other social network. And I would like to thank very much our honored guest today. It was really an honor for all of us, and it was really a huge contribution. It was a major step towards Creative Society. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you too.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Keep smiling. Bye.
Bye.